Hey guys, I think today is our last day of reading and we'll finish the book today. So we're starting off with Alexia. Teach made it. He showed up on the last day with no warning. It was the biggest surprise ever. Everyone ran over and hugged him. Then Teach went over and hugged Peter. I liked Teach so much when he did that. It made me think of the day he took me out in the hall. Teach knew how to be nice. He didn't say one thing and do another. Not Teach. After things calmed down, I went up to him. I've been being nice now, Teach, I said. You'd be so proud. You've always been nice, Lex, he said. You've just figured out how to show it. But you're right. I'm very proud of you. I can't wait till next year, I said. I can't wait either. I missed you. Then I hugged Teach again. I love you, Teach, I said. I love you too. So now it's wait till next year, and I can't. Jeffrey. Sometimes school can actually be great, and next year's going to be just that, because Terupt's back. I didn't think he was going to make it. I thought he was going to die, like Michael did. I tried to help Michael, and it didn't work. I don't know if I helped Terupt at all, but he made it. I ran and got help when he fell down in the snow. I ran inside, got the nurse, and made them call 911, and I got Miss Williams. I did that. Was that enough? I watched Terupt hug Peter. He didn't blame anyone. Jessica told me that it wasn't my fault that Michael died. Maybe you just do the best you can, because you can't control what happens in the end. I guess it's okay to hope for things. Sometimes it works out. Slowly, I'm getting my mom and dad back. There isn't silence between us anymore, though they still don't talk to each other very much. Mom is out of her pajamas, but never out of the house. That's okay for now. She's starting to try to get better, like me and Dad. I hope things get better between them. I miss my brother, but I'm glad we got Terupt back. And I think I found some reason for all of this. I never would have been the one to break the silence between me and Mom and me and Dad if it weren't for Terupt's accident. I wanted so bad to tell him how much I loved him, and I didn't know if I was going to get the chance when he was in that coma. And that was when I knew I didn't want to miss the chance with my parents. So I broke the silence. I'm glad to. I'm happy. Anna. The last day turned out to be a great day. Mr. Terupt made it. I've never felt so happy. My throat, my heart, my belly, they all burned with happiness and probably relief too. And then we found out about this looping thing, and I felt the good hurt inside all over again. Bus 9. Bus 9 is now loading. The call came over the speakers. See you soon, Mr. Terupt, I said. I ran over and gave him another quick hug. Have a good summer. You too, Anna, he said. And Mr. Terupt? I looked up at him, and he looked down at me. I think Miss Newberry might have the hots for you. In case you're interested, I smiled. He smiled back. Matchmaker Anna, thanks for the tip. Bus 9, last call for Bus 9, the loudspeaker announced. I hurried out of room 202 with my head held high. I never made it to Bus 9, though. I got downstairs to the lobby and ran into Mom and Charlie. Hey, kiddo, Charlie said. Hi, guys, I said. Are you here to pick up Danielle, too? She's still upstairs. I barely got those words out of my mouth before I saw the answer to my question. Danielle's mother walked into the lobby. She spotted us right away. Hi, Miss Roberts, I said, finding no small amount of courage. Would you like for me to go upstairs and get Danielle for you? Not needed. Danielle came through the stairwell door and entered the lobby. She took a second look at everyone, and then she and I exchanged a knowing glance, bracing ourselves for whatever came next. There would be no disappointments on this day. It was a day of happiness and celebration. Hi, Miss Roberts, Mom said, offering her hand to shake. I'm Terry Adams, and this is my daughter, Anna. We didn't meet properly at the hospital. We'd love to have you and Danielle come over this afternoon, maybe for a cup of coffee or tea, and some hangout time for girls. The ball lay in Miss Roberts' court now. I let my breath out when I saw her shake my mom's hand. Please call me Susan, she said. Danielle and I would be happy to come over. She glanced at Danielle, who nodded excitingly, but without hiding the shock on her face. Then Miss Roberts looked at Charlie. Mr. Terupt came into the lobby at some point during all of this and gave Danielle and me a thumbs-up sign. It was as if he knew the whole story. Did he? We waved goodbye to the best teacher in the whole wide world. Danielle. It started with an old friend, Alexia, who wasn't really a friend. In came this new girl, Jessica, whom I liked but was told not to like. Somewhere in between, I became friends with Anna. We worked with the collaborative classroom and had this huge Ramadan project. And that old friend, who I had figured out wasn't a friend at all, was kind of on her own. I had Jessica and Anna. Then the accident happened. While Jeffrey ran for help, I held Mr. Terupt's hand, putting my hat and my coat under it so that it wasn't lying on the cold snow. I went to visit Mr. Terupt in the hospital with Jessica and Anna and found an old friend there. Alexia was Lexi again, except new and improved. James left, but he made us Peter again. He made us see Peter again. And then we played the wait and see game until today. Today, Mr. Terupt came back. And then we found out that we were looping and we'll get to be with him again next year. I can't wait to tell Grandma the news. She's the one who helped me when things got tough, and she said a lot of prayers for us. I don't think I'll tell Grandma about the end of the day news, though. I'll leave that one up to Mom. I just wished Anna had a great summer and watched her head out of the classroom to catch her bus when Mr. Terupt said, "Danielle, I see your mother walking across the parking lot." He was looking out our window. "She must be here to pick you up." "Okay, thanks," I said. I grabbed my stuff. "Have a great summer. I can't wait for the fall." "Bye, Danielle," he said. I ran over and hugged him once more. "I'm so glad you're back," I told him. I let go, looked in his face, and then hurried downstairs. I got down to the lobby and saw everyone. Mom, Charlie, Anna, and Terry. Was Charlie with Mom or Terry? Oh boy, I thought. But things worked out. Mom shook Terry's hand and accepted her invitation for coffee. Mom looked at Charlie after, but didn't say anything or make any sort of face. She was going to try really hard for us. As we were leaving, Mr. Terupt gave us a thumbs-up sign. How long had he been watching? How much did he know? Dear God, it's Danielle down here, full of love. Thanks for giving me my teacher back, and again for next year. And thanks for helping my mom give Terry and Anna a chance. Maybe now you can start to work on Grandma. She's going to be a lot tougher to persuade. Amen. P.S. I'm sorry I got mad at you. Peter. Out of nowhere, I heard the screams. "Mr. Terupt!" Everyone around me jumped up and ran toward the door. I couldn't believe it. Mr. T was back. I started crying. Mr. T was alive, and he was here. I stayed in my seat, trying to look small, but he spotted me. The room grew quiet as Mr. T walked toward me. I was scared again. Mr. T got down on his knees and looked directly into my eyes. Then came the best hug I've ever felt. Mr. T wrapped his arms around me and gave me a huge squeeze. I squeezed him back as tight as I could. My body shook and I sniffed my snotty nose. "It's okay, Peter," he whispered in my ear. "I forgive you." Suddenly I felt lighter, a lot lighter. Jessica. Final act. Final scene. I've realized something. It's not California I long for anymore, or even Dad. It's 6th grade and another year with Mr. Terupt. I want to ask him about his family and tell him to let Miss Newberry get close because she truly cares about him. But now isn't the time. There will be lots of opportunity for that when school starts up again. I need to enjoy the curtain call. I've read a lot of books, but I think ours is a great story, and I know Mr. Terupt would agree. It's a happy ending. Luke. I remember thinking, 6th grade. We're going to be 6th graders, and Mr. Terupt is going to be my teacher. Our teacher. I thought of Miss Williams' word, magic. I looked at Mr. Terupt sitting with some of my classmates, and I thought, she's right, there will be magic. He's my teacher, the dollar word man. Terupt. Dollar word. Guys, we're done. It's finished. Oh, but I'm going to go into what is it called at the end of the story? Epilogue? No, I don't know. Whatever. We're going to go into the next part that kind of gives us the lead into the next book. Peter. It was one of those farts that stunk so bad you could taste it. One of those that made your eyes water and forced you to tuck your nose under your shirt collar. It must have been hot and steamy coming out because there's no other explanation for this horrid stench. I know, it sounds like your classic Silent but Deadly, but it wasn't. Her fart ripped like a firecracker when it went off. That's right, it wasn't me. It was Lexi. She dropped her stink bomb one day during the summer when we were helping Mr. T move our old classroom down to the 6th grade annex. After last year, I wanted to spend all my time with Mr. T. I didn't want a day to go by that I wasn't with him. That's when I spent my vacation helping him with the move. Besides, Mom and Dad weren't around. They were working all the time. Even in the summer, business called. And my older brother Richard was off doing his own thing, which was DJing. He had his own equipment and did small parties, birthdays mostly. It wasn't like we needed the money, and Mom and Dad didn't force him to get a job, but that's what he did. He said it helped him get the girls. Lexi and I weren't the only ones choosing to hang out with Mr. T. Anna and Miss Newberry helped a lot, and Jeffrey showed up some too. There weren't a lot of other people around the school in the beginning, just the custodians, office staff, and our principal, Miss Williams. I was on my way to our classroom one morning and stopped to take a leak before heading upstairs. Oh, Peter. There was a bathroom around the corner from the office that no one ever used, a small bathroom with a single urinal and a stall. I don't know what possessed me, but I've always liked to mess around in bathrooms. Old habits die hard. I walked in, and the stall door stared back at me with a funny look on its face. "Hiya!" I yelled, running down the hallway and throwing a roundhouse karate kick at my target. I didn't actually know martial arts, but I'd seen the move on TV. The door banged open and slammed after ricocheting off the wall. "Ah!" someone screamed. Huh? I didn't expect anybody to be in there. Like I said, no one ever uses this bathroom. "Peter, I'm gonna kill you!" Jeffrey barged out of the stall. I had scared the snot out of him all right, I could tell. He must have sprayed everywhere. He had wet spots all over his pants. I wanted to laugh, but Jeffrey glared at me. I had backed to the door. I didn't know you were in there, I swear. "You better grow eyes in the back of your head," he warned. I yanked the door open and hurried upstairs while Jeffrey stayed behind, probably to dry his pants. I got to work helping Mr. T. If you've ever moved, then you know it's all about boxes. Packing boxes, lifting boxes, unpacking boxes, boxes, and more boxes. After a while, I got sick of them, so I tried cramming one with as much stuff as I could fit, thinking that the more stuff in each box would mean less boxes altogether in the end. Luke, our classroom brainiac, would have been proud of my smarts. The problem was, I forgot about having to lift the boxes, after jamming it full of books and everything else I could find to get inside. "Peter, you've got too much in here," Anna warned. "You should take some stuff out." I liked Anna and all, but I wasn't about to listen to a girl. I managed to pick the box up after almost getting a hernia, but then the stupid bottom fell out. I stood there like a dork, holding an empty cardboard box with junk all around my feet. Mr. T and Miss Newberry got a good chuckle, and I know Anna had to bite her tongue. After the super heavy box strategy failed, I decided I'd take 2 normal-sized boxes and stack them one on top of the other. My idea was that 2 at once would lead to fewer box trips. Luke would have been proud again. The problem this time wasn't that they were too heavy, but that I couldn't see very well. I got the 2 lifted and started on my way, but I didn't make it very far before I ran into one of the classroom desks. The corner hit me right in the you-know-what. I dropped the boxes and balled up on the ground, groaning and holding my privates. You'd think a boy would get some sympathy from a male teacher in an injury like that, but Mr. T had a funny way of showing he cared. "Ah, come on, you're all right, Peter," he said. They're just peanuts." Even with my injury, he made me smile. Of course, everyone else thought it was hysterical, especially Lexi. "Oh, poor Peter's peanuts," she sang. "Hey, it's a tongue twister. Poor Peter's peanuts. Poor Peter's—" "Okay, Lexi," Mr. T said. She thought it was a riot. She couldn't stop laughing. And then she got to laughing so hard that she farted right out loud. A real stinker. Served her right. Lexi turned bright red in the face. I wasn't about to let her off easy by pretending nothing had happened. "Oh my God!" I yelled. "Now what?" Mr. T asked, looking up from the box he'd gone back to packing. "Peter farted," Lexi was quick to say. "What? No way! That was you." I was ready to wring her neck. "That's classic cover-up, Peter," she said, blaming someone else. "Are you nuts? We know you hurt your peanut," she said. "We're sorry." "That's enough, you two," Mr. T said. "Someone farted. I don't care who. Just don't do it again. It stinks." Sounds like me, huh? He covered his nose